Hello, this is the Nissan Primera P10 facelift from the year of 1995, the last year of the Primera P10 production in the Sutherland factory of Nissan in the UK, in the United Kingdom. That this car epitomizes the whole series of amenities and features that were added as a necessity and as a luxury additionary into the car by all the years of the development, whose initial production started in 1990. The new adjustments on the facelift model, they're presumably the fog lights, a bumper which is not the actual one, it's a replacement. The actual bumper was having airflows here at the left and two larger ones to the right for the braking cooling. This is a historic formulated car, subscribed car into the Greek Confederation of Mechanical Athletic Exhibitions. In the latest models of especially the facelift series, the exterior color was matching the bumpers all the way. There are no, let's say, plastic, there is no elastic elements on the bumper, frontwards or backwards. There are new tasses, new caps of the wheels that are simulating the BMW 316, even though the Primera was conceived as a design and production 3 years earlier than the BMW 316. So you can freely admit and say that the BMW 316 is a copy, is a simulation of the Primera, especially to the mask and to the length and to the whole modification of the saloon car exterior formation. The adjustment on the facelift model was acquiring a wing, an air wing that was perfectly adjusting on the trunk. We have seen multiple times on YouTube and to hundreds of others of videos air wings that they were uplifted from the main base of the trunk, having 3-4 centimeters height, with a special mid formation of a support column. And overall, we can see here that the rear lights, they don't have the orange, the dark orange coloring. They're just simulating a darker color, a gray to seal color. And overall, the car has been facelifted. I would say that the interior enhancements and the interior modifications, they are not varying from the classical models from 1990 to 1994, because the elements here are presumably the same, having all of them the air condition, having the same working buttons. The only thing I could say that happened from the 1993 models and afterwards was the adjustment of the rev counter, the RPM counter. In early models from 1990 to 1992, especially in the UK production vessels, vehicles. We could see here at the position of the rev counter, the RPM counter, a clock. The models from 1992, probably 1993 and afterwards, they were occurring the RPM indicator. You can see that the mirror, the two mirrors are electrically adjusted, electronically mounted. We have a resistance to calibrate the lightness of the main interior light on the dash. It's a very comfortable and very workable car, at least for the 90s and the 2000s, the decade of 2000. It was still an excelling car. And I would say that even though Nissan has realized very value-worth efforts to create the P11, the P12, the two versions of the P11 and the one version of the P12 is a very successful commercial potentially cars. It did not succeed to comply to the perfection and to the integrity of a P10. So even though I am an owner of a P10 Primera, independently I could say that the P10 is at least better than the next versions of the newer models of the P10, of the P11 and P12 subsequent versions. Here we have the flashlight for the alarm. For this car now it is incapacitated. And this car, most of all, a very important differentiation from the earlier models is that it carries an engine of 102 PS. Approximately the ratio of horsepower is 100. 102 PS or 102 PS or 100 horsepower. The difference with the previous models from 90 to 92, 93 is that the previous models were having a 90 horsepower engine, probably 92 PS engine. And the facelift and the foregoing 102 horsepower models, they were adjusting a multi-point ejection infusement of the fuel to the main engine workability. The previous, the 90 horsepower, was carbureted, and you can see that the fuselage of the air filter is bigger to the 102 PS versions than the 90 horsepower versions. All else is quite the same, and I would say the development of the accessory inhalement and promotion to the evolvement of the car, of the P10 from the 1990 to 1995, was logical, adjusting and proportional. There weren't any, let's say, violent breakups or breakdowns connecting the previous to the next model of the P10 series. And actually the facelift, the P10, that the mask also encounters a bigger opening rather than the previous models of 1990 to 1992. We can see that the mask is larger to its height formation and smaller to its length formation. So overall, it is a more airflow capacity mask than the previous model. The antenna here is plastic. It's adjusting on the top of the car. Previously, to the previous models, even to the facelift, 1994, the antenna of the radio was electronically developing and erasing from the right side of the car, or the left side, I can't remember, probably from the right side of the car. This is a car that has added a third stop for bigger security, for bigger precautionary security. And overall, this is the SLX version. You can see that the rear trunk, as it opens from this leverage here, the rear trunk on the SLX model, it has an actual wearing, an adjustment of wearing, a coat, if you can say. While on the LX model, which was the cheaper, the trunk below its surface doesn't have any, let's say, internal, let's say, wearing. And the capacity of the trunk is quite big. It's very big. It was accommodating my family to carry a full luggage of 4 or 5 people, and it still had space to cover, free space. So overall, this is a version of the description of the Primera P10 of the facelift version of 1995. Thank you very much.